They're off in the Miss Preakness. Kofefe out for the lead. Congrats, Gal goes right with her. These two out to the front with Fighting Mad away running in third to the outside. Kofefe has opened up a 5-length lead with a furlong to run. It doesn't matter how you spell her name, she can run. Kofefe, she won it by 8 lengths.
Kofefe! Trump even wins horse races. Hard to believe. Sorry. You made it another week. You know what didn't? Alyssa Milano's sex strike. Yeah, she vowed not to have sex for political reasons. And America was like, who? Then, after hearing her rant for a while, most people realize her vowing not to have sex might be a good thing. It's like hearing that Maroon 5 is retiring from music. Or that the neighbor who keeps peeing in your yard finally died. Or maybe the public simply has better things to think about. That's the thing about celebrities. Where do they find the time to lecture us about life as their own lives fall apart? Maybe it's time we return the favor.
Hi, you know me as the guy who unclogged your drain after your kid showered in peanut butter.
I replaced your hip so you could dominate your neighbors at pickleball.
I changed your tires, your oil, and fixed your transmission so your car didn't blow up.
We're the nobodies of America.
We aren't celebrities.
We aren't famous.
But we heard some celebrities want a sex strike.
So we're going to have a strike of our own.
Against those self-righteous stars who preach morals.
But have been known to wreck 4 marriages in 5 years.
Against pop stars who post half-naked selfies on Instagram, then demand privacy when they get in trouble doing horse tranquilizers in a club bathroom.
Against people who leave rehab and tell us how to live a healthier life.
And go on talk shows while still obviously high as frickin' kites.
Against obnoxious, overpaid actors who preach gun control while firing zillions of weapons in every freaking movie from shotguns to bazookas.
Against those who lecture us on the environment for hopping on a private jet packed with hookers and blow.
That were also flown in with private jets filled with hookers and blow.
So, how do we strike?
Well, the next time you're pushing some product,
we might just choose something else.
Or maybe, just maybe, folks,
we won't strike at all because we've got a country to run.
Maybe you should remember that and quit being such jackasses.
This message brought to you by the Nobodies of America.
Well done. All right. We're all nobodies here. In other news, oh yeah, it turns out scientists reanimated Lurch from the Addams Family and programmed him to run for president.
There's plenty of money in this world. There's plenty of money in this country. It's just in the wrong hands.
It's too perfect. There's plenty of money in this country. It's just in the wrong hands. It's like they dug up Karl Marx and stretched him on the rack. He's half idiot, half moron, and all communist. The Dems are screwed. They need to find their own Trump, not their own marbled slab of termite-infested driftwood. Is that a little harsh? Anyway, de Blasio running for president? Can you believe it?
Can't believe it. I just heard that the worst mayor in the history of New York City, and without question, the worst mayor in the United States, is now running for president. It's just not going to happen. If you like high taxes and if you like crime, you can vote for him. But most people aren't into that. Really, it'd be better off if you got back to New York City and did your job for the little time you have left.
I don't care what you say, he is America's heckler. But boy, is de Blasio hated. Everyone despises him. Cabbies, cops, lefties, righties. Here's how the average New Yorker greeted him as he announced his run.
Worst mayor ever. Worst mayor
Oh, man, they treated Anthony Weiner better, and he's a sex offender. And de Blasio's own party hates him. 74% of Democrats think he shouldn't run. He is less popular than Subway vomit. Here's the chart. Yep, by a wide margin. People prefer subway vomit over a President de Blasio. So why is de Blasio doing this? I have a theory. He's high. The weed is getting way stronger, and he hasn't adjusted his intake. So now Captain Stoner thinks he can run the country. See, I prefer the good old days, you know, when you got high and ate uncooked ramen noodles. Not run for president. Actually, the only reason this vertical turd is still here, NYC had a great run under Giuliani and Bloomberg, so the city figured, hey, why not let an idiot run the place for a while? It's like getting a face tattoo. Things are going great, so let's make my mother cry. America is not like New York, though, not at all. They like city slickers, but only if they are knocking the hell out of swamp creatures.
We are knocking the hell out of the swamp creatures, as we call them. We're knocking the hell. They've never had a time like this. They say, what the hell is going on?
Or trying to pronounce the name of a bridge.
I-10 bridge. You know the I-10 bridge? Calcascu. But I like I-10 much better. Can we go by I-10? Do you mind? Okay? You know, you've been saying that word your whole lives. Me? I just heard it about 20 minutes ago.
Can he just be president for life? But I wonder if Bernie's crazy.
Bernie's crazy. Bernie's crazy. But Bernie's got a lot more energy than Biden, so you never know. No, Bernie's got a lot of energy. But it's energy to get rid of your jobs. He's got the opposite energy that you produce. Not good energy. You don't like his energy.
But what of Pocahontas?
Pocahontas, I think, is probably out.
Thanks to him. Meanwhile, life rolls on and a prediction comes true. A few years ago, we wondered here at the show what would happen if we reversed tensions with global adversaries. Meaning, instead of always hearing about how Iran wants to destroy us, what if Iran started hearing about us destroying them? What if America became the dangerous dude in the bar? Well, it's happening. And what's the result? Are you hearing Iran shout death to America? Nope. Instead, you hear the Ayatollah saying, hey, whoa. We don't want a war. Where do you get that idea? That's the reversal. We used to be this guy. Now we're this guy. It ended well for him. It ended well for that gentleman. So we have a president willing to scare the other countries for once, and it's working, which also terrifies the media. I mean, what if this unstable maniac happens to be right and you're wrong? By now, they should be used to it. Thank you very much. Very well done. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's so tough, barbed wire got a tattoo of him in the 90s. Retired Green Beret Master Sergeant Terry Shepard. He's so attractive, he makes magnets jealous. His new book is called Success Factor X. Actor Sean Kanan. She's the crass lass who loves smallmouth bass. Host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast, Cat Tim.
Roll with it.
Just roll with it. He's so tall, he's never seen a sunset. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right, Terry.
Fantastic work there.
Oh, no, thank
but
you.
But he writes it for you, doesn't he?
Yeah, Trump writes it for me.
I feel like he's actually making you lazy.
Yes.
Because he gives it to you on a silver platter and you just present it in a nice way.
I do. And let's stop talking about how lazy I am.
Yeah.
And how much you've aged in the past few years. Anyway,
hurts.
Let's talk about you're pretty good with foreign policy.
Before we do this,
how do you,
this is from my mom. That's a picture from me.
Oh.
It's a unicorn from Mom Shepard. Thanks. You're welcome.
And by the way, you can change that picture after the show, but not until.
I have a feeling this will be seeing the inside of an emergency room later.
Yes, foreign policy.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's get to the point, you rambling weirdo.
Why we're here. Yeah.
Iran, thoughts?
They're really nice people. No, this is, you're right. We were sort of talking about back there. For once, it's nice to actually stand up to them. There's a lot of people wringing their hands. I was 25 years in Special Forces, so I get the potential problem and the life and death. I do get that. But I also know Obama kind of, to his discredit, has set us up a bit here. $1.5 billion, validating them. And the thing is, too, it's interesting. I was thinking about this today coming in. We've normalized things. So we've normalized the idea that Iran could have a nuclear weapon. Now it's just like, let's not hurt each other. We've normalized, I get on a plane today from North Carolina. I can't bring a water bottle. I can't do this. I can't do that. I have to pay extra money for
You have to wear pants.
I have to wear pants and boots, which is wrong.
Yes.
Which is wrong. But again, people forget, why are we doing that? Well, there's a monument down the street here that will tell you why we can't do that, but we just accept it as the new norm.
Right.
So the new norm should not be, let's just buckle and try to find a way. No. Crush them. At least make them think that they're going to get crushed, and that's worth it.
That's a good point, whatever your name is.
Yeah, you don't care. Why do you even ask me questions?
I don't know.
Listen to me.
Sean.
Greg. They will buckle.
Didn't you do, is it Full House? Didn't you do Full House with
I did not do, no.
You were with Alyssa Milano briefly.
It was Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Was it Who's the House?
I can't even remember. It was like 30 years ago.
Yes, yeah. Back when you were in your 40s.
Yeah, right.
Let's go with that. What is wrong with you?
What are your thoughts on? Let's talk about Trump, I guess, or if you can talk about Alyssa if you want. But if those are bad memories,
whiplash right there.
We could talk about Trump and his effect on politics in general. What are your What's your
this whole thing that you were talking to Terry about with Iran, I don't get these guys. I mean, they're the ones that fund terrorism all over the Middle East.
Yeah.
They chant death to America, and now suddenly, like, their nose is out of joint because there's a carrier strike group sent over to check their asses. I mean, it's about time. You know, they're like the little drunk guy after a bar closes,
Greg?
and they start they start provoking the big guy,
right,
and then when the big guy starts walking toward him, they're like, hold me back.
Yeah. That is me.
Yeah.
You're right. That is me.
Can't confirm.
Although I just do it at home. I don't really go to bars anymore. You know, Kat, are you tired of woke celebs? I'm all for celebs talking about anything, but now they're just ultra woke.
Yeah, I am, and especially Alyssa Milano and what she did here, because she may think that she's super woke and progressive and feminist, but what she was doing with this is actually one of the most sexist, puritanical things I've ever seen. Because what she's doing is perpetuating that antiquated notion that women only have sex as a bargaining chip or as a gift or a concession to men instead of enjoying sex for its own sake. And she says that
you perverts.
And she says that Republicans are the ones trying to bring about the Handmaid's Tale. And she also says that Republicans are trying to. I mean, she's all about women wanting to control their own bodies, but she's telling me what to do with mine. Like, I don't think so. And also, what is sex? Hi, Dad.
Yes, you're saying this purely from a hypothetical standpoint.
Hypothetical. Took a guess.
Yeah,
I'm just curious too. Where are these girls that dig sex for sex's? I'm asking.
You know what's ironic? Her new show is called Insatiable.
Yes.
I mean,
right.
See, that's interesting. I didn't even know she had a show.
She does.
Wow. Well, good for her. Tyrus?
I'm actually a little upset. I had planned a couple of strikes myself in counter of the sex stripe. I was already. I got at least 5 or 6 other dudes not publicly willing to come out yet. But conversation strike was going down.
Ooh.
Yep. Checking in strike was going down. And listening about your mother strike was going down. So I had a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
An arsenal.
Because guess what, ladies? You take that away, we got nothing to talk about. So, but it's just a typical thing with celebrities. Like, sex strike, who's with me? You know what I mean? Like, but Don Lemon will run it anyway. Like, there's maybe 5 or 6 people. And usually people are like, yeah, let's do it. Let's be real. You don't have anyone to sex strike with.
Right.
So you're already on a sex strike if you want to be polite about
it. It's like me giving up escargots.
Yeah. So
I just don't understand how she doesn't see the irony of in the exact same tweet. She says, bodily autonomy for women, but don't have sex with yours. Come on, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Seems like she's no longer the boss.
Oh, my God, Greg. Well played, sir.
That was low-hanging fruit.
That was very low-hanging fruit. I'm very short, so I need the low-hanging fruit, or I won't eat. That's how I survived in this Serengeti. What am I talking about?